Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build some model kits and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat if you are currently a subscriber. Reply with my emotes. If you got to be Tier 2 to have that Tier 2 emote, but you know what I mean. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes, or here is a cool thing you can do. You can just be a lurker, just hang out, not say anything. That's also okay. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Arctic Sloth is here. Hello, the Arctic Sloth. And Arist Fan is here, throwing that Tier 2 emote in the chat. We love that. Thank you very much. As far as I can tell, I have adjusted my webcam so it is not crooked like it was on Thursday, and I am pleased with the results. Is my lighting perfect around here? No, but it can't really be in this space with the amount of gear that I have, the current gear I have. So I'm doing my best with it, but I'm still pleased overall with where we're at. I still like my backdrop quite a bit, or my background stuff. I think that's fun. But overall, it's not perfect, but it's good. I could set up in the office instead of being out here, but I like having kind of the open space for my life and for me, and it keeps me out of a small room into a larger room, which is nice. Because I need excuses to get up and move around. Otherwise, I will just sit here. Tonight's agenda. Finish the Red Rider. Boop. Red Rider high grade. We got the top done. We've got the legs done. We need to work on the waist and then the weapons. And there's two different shields that we can build, or the weapon is also a shield if we want to make it. There's some options. We'll get that all together. We got two different guns, one of which has beam weapons on it, which is fun. It's a beam gun. We got some options. We'll find something cool with that. Then we're going to get into the Gundam Aerial. Pardon me, sorry. Allergies are whooping me a little bit. We got the Gundam Aerial. Looking forward to working on that tonight. Starting that up. I did pick that up from USA Gundam Store. Happy to have that in the collection, ready to get built. That won the $10 Patreon poll. That's the next thing I work on. Should also mention before we really get too far in, I'm currently at 39 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always 40. Oh, I have. Is that this? That's this. There we go. Sorry, my mic stand here was a little bit in the shot, and now I've adjusted that so it's not. But as I was saying, we're currently at 39 out of 40 subscribers. The goal is always to be at 40 subscribers. If you would like to become a subscriber, now would be a great time to do that. If you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that as well. And then when we're at 40, the numbers go away, and I stop talking about it until we drop below 40 again. It is only the second stream of the month. We don't have any gifted subs this month, and that's fine. And we also don't have to hit 40. It's just I like it because it means that I have some money to put towards model kits and the like. So it's the goal. Lastbrook says, my hunt for Gundam markers was unfruitful. Hoping I can get by with the black Pigma pen, or I'm going to have to put my own Aerial on hold. Lashbrook is currently working on Aerial and mentioned in the Discord that they ran into a problem of running out their Gundam, their black marker for their Gundam marker, I should say, died on them. So, if you are planning on doing some panel lining, I would say whatever marker you use the most, try to have a backup. Obviously, Lashbrook didn't have a backup, wanted to go try to get a new one. Ran into some problems with that. I would recommend in the future, have that backup. I have gray and black in my closet as a backup in case one of them runs out. I should probably have them easily accessible in here. I haven't done that. I have everything else I need. I don't have that. So in case I run out on stream, I wouldn't have to pause the stream and go and get it. So that's the thing for me to think about in the future is getting those backup markers. Since I've started using markers on stream, I think I've gone through my black. I have not replaced my gray yet, and I have not replaced my brown. And I don't expect to replace my brown for a long time because even though we use, I build kits that are red, it's not a marker I use all the time, whereas the black and gray I use quite a bit more. Despite being in a major city, I have pretty terrible Gundam options. I mean, I'm not in a major city, and I do not have good Gundam options here. My Gundam options are the internet and Target for some stuff, but not a lot. Anyway, it's Saturday. An odd thing happened to me. So as we get into working on the waist of this kit, I'll start talking about that. I was like, oh, I've got some news to talk about today. I don't know. Like, I guess I'll talk a little bit about like we'll talk a little bit about like Elimination Chamber for WWE and what's leading to that and my thoughts on that. And I've got like a recommendation of like some Twitch VODs people should check out because it's kind of an interesting idea. Like, oh yeah, all right. I've got a few things to talk about. And then I went out for a walk today and had an adventure. We'll go to the overhead there. Boom, overhead. Here we go. This is the kit that we're working on right there. You can see the parts, and then we'll be building right below it. So we'll move those up just right to the edge of the frame, and then we'll get going on this because we do have to apply some stickers, and we got some polycaps to build here. So, I'm not going to say the city, but as you know, as many of you know, I am currently living in South Carolina. And went for a walk today. It was cold, but it wasn't like freezing. So I layered up. I put on my my winter hat, and I got my headphones, and I went for a walk because it's been raining a lot around here. It didn't rain yesterday. It didn't rain today. It's going to rain tomorrow, apparently. So I was like, you know what? I really do just need to get out of this house and get some exercise in. I'm tired of riding the bike. I want to get out there and just like, wave at people, go for a walk. So I went for a walk. I'm coming back. I'm on my street. I am passing my neighbor a couple houses down, so I'm very close. And I noticed that in his driveway, he's got out his high-powered telescope. He's got like a telescope that like links to an app on his phone and like is more heavy duty than I am accustomed to when dealing with that. Like there's like a laser leveler at night. If he's looking at stars, he can track it. It will automatically track what he's looking at, which I think is pretty cool. All right, let's see. I need 33. Yes. All right, I'm going to put this on there. Like I said, it's a pretty cool telescope. And I'm like, why does he have his telescope out? And we're friendly. He's friends with my dad, and so we're friendly. Go over and say hi. And he points up into the sky, and he's like, they didn't shoot it down. And that's when I realized, folks, that I can see a white circle in the sky moving, not at a super fast clip, but moving. With the naked eye, I can see the Chinese weather balloon. The Chinese weather balloon is moving over South Carolina, and I can fucking see it. And so my neighbor gets his telescope set up, and you could fucking see it really well through the telescope. It's got a good telescope, like I said. You can see like this. Yeah, there is a balloon structure, and there is a lot of white under, or what appears to be white, but it was maybe clear. Like there's some apparatus and antennae underneath it, and it's moving at a pretty fast clip. We have to readjust pretty consistently to see what's going on there. But yeah, and I'm just like, oh, weird. So I'm talking to him, and then like there's some other people that came out. There's like somebody sitting on a lawn chair in their driveway, a few people coming and going, a car drives by. And so my neighbor keeps going like, hey, so-and-so, come look in the telescope. Come see in the telescope. And so then people were like, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can actually really see it. Like, and at this point, like, I'm like taking photos. Like I took a photo. Some jets appear. The military sent out some jets to fly around this item, the balloon. And so I'm like, take a photo of this balloon, and like took a photo of the telescope, and then I like sent the photos to like, I tweeted them, and I sent them to my mom because I knew she would be interested in that. And also my dad busts my neighbor's balls about this telescope because it's like, when's the last time you used that thing? Because it was just like an expensive telescope that my neighbor bought. And it's none of my dad's business, but that's his way. That's his way. He's a ball buster. I do not get that from him because that is not my style. But Yeah, I did not inherit the ball busting. So I was like, oh, tell Dad that so and so has the telescope out. And so we looked for a while. By the time I left my neighbors, because it was getting cold, I was cold. I'd been walking for like 45 minutes, and then I was standing there for another 15 or 20. There were like, no joke, between 9 to 10 dudes just in this driveway, standing around, talking. Look, I'm not going to get into specifics because whatever, but like, was everyone cool? No. There were a few jokes that were fucking not great. You can probably do some imagining about old white men who retired, who are a mix of Northerners and Southerners, but who retired to South Carolina, and you might make some assumptions about what their view on China might be, and what their ideas of good jokes might be. So I eventually was just like, okay, I am leaving. I have seen enough of all of this, and I certainly have fucking heard enough from all you motherfuckers. And then a couple hours later, I saw the news. You could have stopped at Old White Men. Yes, Lashberg, I certainly could have stopped there, but yes, you knew where I was going with all that. China balloon. U.S. shoots down airship over Atlantic. That was the top story at PVC that I popped up on my Twitter feed. 3 airports were closed and airspace was shut down off the South Carolina coast as U.S. military planes targeted an object over the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I should say, I did not watch this happen. I do not know if you could see that from where I was. My vantage point, I am near the ocean, but not on the ocean. I do not think I would have seen it happen as it happened. I could have, I guess, hung out to see if I could have seen something. I did not hang out for the express purpose of finding out. There were jets in the sky, that very visible jet fighters flying around. I couldn't hear them, so they were not super close to the ground. So they definitely had an altitude, but I could visibly see them easily moving around. And apparently they did take that thing down. They made a statement. Let's see. Skies, yeah, somewhere between North Carolina and South Carolina, so northern South Carolina. This is about as close as I'll say it, like my details. To bring the balloon down over the Atlantic Ocean, and the basic idea is, which is smart in my opinion. Of course, I'm no expert on any of this stuff, but you shoot it down over the ocean so it lands in the ocean, and then you can go and get it, instead of shooting it over land where you might, I don't know, have it be destroyed when it lands, and also risk injury to people or whatever. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Again, I'm no expert, but it was weird. Apparently the local airport was shut down while this was happening. Mainly probably because of the jets in the sky more than anything else. I live near an airport. Not super close to an airport, but near an airport. I can hear planes on occasion if they're pretty fucking low doing their thing. So, yeah, overall, weird. I will say, pretty weird part of my day. I was not expecting it. Now, apparently, China was like, this is such an accident. What's this weather balloon even doing there, my dude? We don't even know. Like, what? But, like, also was like, hey, we didn't mean it. But also, like, be cool. Like, just remember to be cool, which is a weird, just like, exercise caution, I think is what they said. Not be cool, it'd be cool-headed, which I think is just very funny to be like, hey, like, we didn't mean it. But also, like, you know. So that's a weird thing. And yeah, overall odd. And I know there was somebody that tweeted at me. They were like, they say they shot it down on TikTok, but I don't know. And I was like, yeah, I mean, look, being skeptical of TikTok is probably for the best, or I would say is definitely for the best. But in this one particular case, yes, they did shoot down that weather balloon. They didn't immediately shoot it down, which some people wanted, because that, like I said, could be a liability. And we're not actively at war with that country. I was supposed to say we're not actively at war with a country, but we are actually at war with other countries, just not that one. So, caution. I understand it. I respect it. Let's see what's anything out there. U.S. reports, it's also reported that there was a second Chinese balloon floating over Latin America this week. It never violated the territory and airspace of any sovereign country, apparently. Weather balloon is a psyop just to waste money on jets. I mean, there were some jets out there doing their thing, which is pretty great. Not going to lie. Yeah, it was up pretty fucking high. It had apparently some solar panels on it, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I thought that was pretty neat to power the whole thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I did not, like I said, I did not stick around to see if I could have seen it getting shot down, but I will probably hear from my neighbor next time we talk, if indeed he witnessed that. I don't think he did. But yeah, it was pretty neat. But at a certain point, I was like, okay, I am now done caring about this until I saw information about it. But, like I said, I was just expecting to have a pretty cold walk today, and I did not expect to see anything else on said walk. So I was surprised, to say the least. I wanted to have an update with all of y'all on this stuff. We got to update this. Hey, speaking of didn't mean it, we talked about Netflix and how they put some stuff in their FAQ that they were going to start cracking down on passwords, and you were going to password sharing, and you were going to have to log in on your base thing, and if it wasn't like the home access that you had picked, like you get banned and all this stuff, and they were really going to start taking it to people. No, what? Come on, that's not what Netflix was going to do. No, what? No, what? Why would they say that? The company is saying, hey, that is only for like a couple countries. Do not worry about it. We put that out for every country. We don't mean it. That's not going to affect a lot of people. It's only going to affect a small amount of people, which is not backtracking, really. It's just also not great. That's not great that they're just like, don't worry about it. It only affects Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru. But we accidentally sent it out to everybody. Hey, welcome, Nico. Apparently it's not everywhere. But like it is happening in some countries. So that is the important thing to recognize, that they are doing it, but they're doing it as a test to see if it works in some countries, which you have to assume that that these countries they're testing it must have a, kind of, I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that those countries have a low amount of users, so they can do it on a small sample to see what's up with it. But I don't know for sure. Let's paint a line in the back of this. Well, why not? Before we start putting this all together, we'll get a little ink on this. So I don't know. Like, so basically, if you share a Netflix password, as long as you are not in the countries of Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru, you are okay. For now, although, it's definitely going to come because somebody is they're testing this out. It's not like it's not like those three countries are like, hey, you've got to take care of this. This is not like them appeasing some agencies or whatever. which is usually how a lot of these things happen that are positive for people. So this is not a positive. No one's making them do this. This is a test bed. This is a test market instead of doing it all at once, which is great. I hope that the people who are in charge of customer service for those 3 countries are gearing up for the bullshit that will affect them, because I often think of people who have to do customer service for when companies make sweeping, nonsensical changes like this, because they're the ones that have to deal with it. Okay, we've got to do these side skirts, which will hold one of our beam sabers on here. So let's do that. It's going to be A and C and P1 on there. So we'll do that. A6 on one side, and then A5 on the other. Okay. These companies don't care as long as they profit. Yeah, I mean, like, look, they are a business, right? So they are not going to necessarily care about what consumers are interested in or what benefits them. The decisions that get made are generally made to increase profits and for shareholders, for public traded companies. There are certainly some people that have recognized, some businesses that have recognized a way to increase profits is to have very loyal and dedicated subscribers or consumers, that keeping people, making it easy for people to feel a sense of camaraderie with a thing is a way to encourage loyalty. Not everyone buys into that model, and a lot of people are like, well, if we just have a lot of customers, it's okay if some of them don't like us, or they try to be a monopoly in the thing. Yes, certainly, all those things are certainly true, and you just have to hope that the companies that you end up working with or using at least recognize that there are stable profits in making a product that people are happy with and want to continue to use. And we talked about this when we talked about Netflix, when it made it seem like they were doing this for every country and every territory instead of select ones. We made the case that there definitely are some people who must assume that a percentage of people who, share passwords would then make an account. And they are certainly not taking into account in that logic the number of people who might close their account, that this would be the last straw. Like, there are, I'm sure, some people out there that continue to pay for Netflix because someone in their life keeps using their account. And it's like, you know what? I could make them get an account and start paying, or I could just keep paying because it's not much money and I use it occasionally. So I think I'll keep doing it because it's probably easier just to keep doing that. And then I don't know, I'll talk to them if I need to talk to them about it. That kind of thing, right? It might be easier to just grin and bear it rather than make it a big deal, being like, hey, actually, do you think you could, you're going to have to start paying for this because blah, blah, blah. But if they're like, well, I don't really use Netflix anymore, and now, if someone uses it, it will fuck with me or fuck with them, I'm not even going to bother anymore. There definitely are going to be people who that is the case. So in the long run, you might be losing accounts to this kind of nonsense instead of, gaining accounts. And we also don't know what the shared password situation is like in those countries, if that's why it's a test bed. We don't know. But we do know that keeping people happy should theoretically increase, keep your profits at least steady, if not increase them. I don't know. All right, so we got our beam saber in there. We can now body complete this kit by putting our top half down with our bottom half here. I do have to add a poly cap, which I forgot to do, which is important. That's an important poly cap. Got to have that poly cap together. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Just in time for me to finish the Red Rider. Obviously, we got weapons and shields and stuff to put together, but for the most part, this kit is ready to put the top and the bottom together, join it together right here, and there we go. I can put a little bit here. This is an off-white, but I'll still put some gray. Put a little bit here on this pouch. I'm going to use the gray, even though this is a different color than that. I don't think the black, I think the black will be too strong on it. So we'll just do that. A little bit there. What we got going on here? Harold just resubscribed at tier 1. That's 63 months, saying 63. And another 6 months, this will be nice. That is true. So let's throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe emote in the chat. Thank Harold for renewing their subscription. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you, H-Bomb and friends. I'm going to throw the emotes in the chat. Thank you very much for that. We are still currently at 39 subscribers. The goal is always 40. If you'd like to become a subscriber, it'd be a great time. You want to gift a sub and top the gift sub leaderboard with just one gifted sub, you could do that as well, because we are always looking to get up there and maintain that. We now have to build a sword and a shield and some guns. We could take this off and put a beam saber on there. I'm just going to leave it. One of these shields becomes the sword, so I'm not going to worry about building that, like showing the shield there. I'll just work on the other shield. I have to build it though. But yeah, one of the shields on here becomes a sword weapon, which is kind of fun. And we do have this cool sticker to apply. Got a few more stickers on here. I can't remember if we use these anything. I think we're done with all but one sticker. I think we're like 1 or 2 stickers left. So we're mostly done with the stickers. But we do have to build some weapons. So we need C1, P22. We're going to use a lot of this because you can see we got our beam sword and we've got a bunch of other weapons here to put together. So we will do that as we continue to build. All right, let's see. That was about... We talked about Netflix. I've been watching the original Trigun on Hulu. I think I can say that its intro theme is bad and its ending theme is great. I mean, look, the opening song grew on me. I definitely cannot tell you if I was super into it when it was out and when I was watching it at the time. But I don't remember if I liked it or not. But certainly by the end of that show, I definitely appreciated it. All right, so that's P, and then we need C1, 3 and 5. So we'll put those there. 3 and 5. One thing that's kind of cool about all of this is we're using some weapon parts from 2008 or 16. So some of this is from the red, white, and black rider, and some of these parts are from or that are brand new for this kit. So this kit is really a mix, which is why this is C1, but we also have C because it is from various versions of these kits, which is kind of all over the place. And occasionally I'm like, wait, what? Why can't I find? Oh, it's because I need C1, not C. Usually when you're dealing with premium kits like this, you do have occasionally like just some real random stuff to deal with. Real random assortments of parts and where they're from. The intro just noise with some guitar riffs. Yeah, I remember enjoying it. I think it was the whole package. Also, you know, when it's that thing where you get another tape or you get another... by the time it was definitely tapes, might have been DVDs by the end of it, but I definitely started watching Trigun on tape. And it's just like, oh, I got more episodes, and so you're just fucking amped for those more episodes. That shit's good. Okay, let's talk about Activision. This is a very good, this is from yesterday, this is a very good article title here. I need C11 goes into here. Is that right? Yeah. Here's the article title. Activision did nothing wrong. Will pay $35 million settlement. Obviously, $35 million drop in the bucket for that company. Bullshit. Sucks. We agree. I think we all could agree. That's nothing and is a bummer. But I do like the thing where just like, yeah. Oh, yeah, they didn't do anything wrong. They're just going to pay this. It's just easier to pay. Yeah. Also, a lot of stuff about the SEC filings and things, which is basically just like they really hounding people about did they talk to the SEC, which is not cool to start hounding people for that kind of a thing, but also is very in keeping with that kind of company. Let's see. Lacks control and procedures to properly collect and analyze employee complaints of workplace misconduct, which sucks. That sounds bad. That, hey, I'm going to go on a limb and say that sounds bad. If you don't know, if you can't say, if you're like, well, we can't actually collect these complaints and tell you anything about them, that's bad. Let's see here. They admitted no wrongdoings in the case. Not gonna do all that. But this is also because it violated misconduct rulings or reporting rulings and whistleblower protections, which is these are big no-nos. Of course, as I said, the punishment does not necessarily fit the scale of the crime. That was the word I was looking for. I was looking for the word scale. That is certainly far too low of a fine considering the size of the company. Let's see. Pleased, their media. They're like, hey, we're happy to be done with this. Basically. I like this. We paid $35 million, but we are, quote unquote, confident in our workplace disclosures, which is like, how confident are you? If you're like, you weren't confident enough to not pay this fine or this judgment, so I don't know about that, my friends. All right, we got to build another weapon. We got a gun on here. It's time to build the other weapon. Which is all on here. But this weapon is going to have some cool beams on it, which should be fun. This weapon will have beam weapons. That's what I said the first time, which is fun. But apparently, part of this lawsuit even happening helped with the whole buyout. It helped facilitate, inadvertently helped facilitate the buyout, and which is, rough. That is a rough thing to disclose and to know about. Let's see. Is there anything else from the article? Give me a second here. I'm just getting all these parts out while I look at here. No, I believe that is it. Let's see. The board and advisors also concluded there was no evidence that the company's senior executives ignored complaints when they were reported. Which is like, well, then why did you settle $35 million? I mean, it's, cheap amount to settle for, but if you're like, we did our own internal investigation and we found out that our senior executives didn't fuck up. And it's like, weird. So weird. You felt like, cool. Thanks so much for taking a look at it. So glad that y'all are clearing yourselves of wrongdoing. It's very helpful. Very, very pleased to hear that. It's like, oh, good. Real good. We're cool. Hey, we checked around. Turns out we're pretty cool. Oh, good. Because Warzone will earn back that $35 million in a few days. Yes, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it's not worth it. But then they still have to be like, oh, yeah, we're good. Because its revenue is in the billions. And, of course, it does have overhead. I'm not saying that it makes billions of dollars, but it brings in lots of money. So that's frustrating. I don't want to say this, I don't want to call this lighter news. Kind of funny. I haven't found this myself because I don't pay attention to emotes when people are using emotes in Marvel Snap. But apparently, a good portion of the fan base that is not me really fucking hates the thumbs up because The thumbs up emote, apparently people are using to be sarcastic, which, again, is not my experience, but I don't want to say that that experience is invalid. Just that I have not run into said problem. So I don't want to, I don't want to downplay those issues. I do have to, for transparency's sake, say, I do not find that emote to be triggering or toxic in nature, but that is only because it doesn't affect me, because I don't really pay attention to emotes. I also will squelch emotes in Hearthstone because some people like to do it to, they just start hitting the oops button when you, for your plays or whatever, and I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with that. And then you can just go and say, no thanks, get out of here. What if, no. Q1 here. All right, we got to do a different hand for this. So we'll be building a different hand. Oops or laughing in Clash Royale got me to uninstall the game. Okay, yeah. My snap toxic trait is we make the same play and you don't do the Spider-Man pointing emote back. I am judging you. Yes, the Spider-Man pointing is important. That is an important emote to be using when people are making, when you do the same thing. Yes, you want to do the Spider-Man there. If there are emotes or quick phrases, people will figure out how to use them in snarky or sarcastic tone. Yes, that is definitely true. Also, I do have to imagine some of this was the fact that this was posted yesterday and it was just a slow news day on Kotaku. So you do have to take some consideration that it might have been a slow news day when looking at what gets posted on websites like this that cover news. Sometimes you got to take some of this with a grain of salt. Yes, indeed, Ghost Valve throwing in those most high Ghost Valve. In Rocket League, people spam what a save when people give up a goal. It sucks, right? Obviously, that sucks. Let's see. Apparently, someone just put it out there. Ms. Marvel thumbs up emote, and people were like, "Yeah, I hate it," and I was just like, "Oh, okay." It's like on Twitter, right? Like people are talking about on Twitter. I'm confident to communicate with other players as soon as you join a match with them. Yeah. Apparently, that this is instead of saying GG, when you beat someone, you just hit that at the end. I guess I've seen that. Like I said, I don't super pay attention to those things, so it has not affected me. But I could also understand why some people would be like, I hate that this is happening. All right, so these are the two guns. We still have a shield and a big sword to build. But I'm going to take a photo with these weapons now, and then I will take a photo with the sword and shield. I'll take a second photo because it's fun to have both of these here. So we'll do that. So I'm going to take a photo of this. Yeah. I don't know. I found that fun that people were like, that it's just like, yeah, that's part of the process of, we'll just put these down here, of playing a game like that is people spamming emotes. And, saying just ignore it is, what? No, get out of here. What are you doing? I want to make a portrait. I want to take a photo. Boom. One photo done. Pop this handle off there because I think we can just use this. Pop off this gun here because we're going to put a shield on the other side. And we can put our weapons aside, and then we can build the rest that we need there. Let's see. As someone who makes emotes in a competitive game, every emote is toxic. Any kind is read sarcastically. The nature of the beast is fascinating, really. That's an interesting thing. So somebody who's like, I help design, or I design emotes, and I could tell you that every emote, people can take as sarcastic. And that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I guess so. Emotes that are I guess you could be certainly. I have used the oops emote for both my plays and occasionally if someone fucked up. But my hope is that that it has been a like, what are you going to do, right? Like, I've been there, that it's read as that. But maybe it's not read as that. Maybe I have done the like, oops, meaning my own play, and someone has taken that personally as if it was a attack on their play. Like, that's totally possible that is how it's been perceived, and that was certainly not my intention. But like, yeah, that's totally possible. That's how somebody read it. Like, oh yeah, because you're not communicating, verbally, so people can read how they want to read. Let's get back to when emotes were extremely thirsty. Okay, says Lord Grashington. And then Arctic Slot says, it's sad, but I've pretty much given up on interacting with strangers that don't have the same online communities as me that can generally gauge what those people mean with their emotes. So yeah, I mean, it is sad, but I do hear what you're saying. So, before we get back in this conversation, I do want to just quickly say, I do not know why this shield is this off orange color. Why this kit that is red and white has a little bit of orange in it. I do not know why the shield is this color. This is a custom piece. Like, that is a game designer question. The person, the people that designed this kit, the pale rider, the white rider, the black rider, and the red rider. Why the red rider looks like this, I do not know. But that is the decision that was made. And, I think it's an odd decision. It's an odd choice to have this one part be orange. But, like I said, that is the reality of it. We'll get a little color in there. We'll clean that up by sticking the eraser in here. Let's see. Thumbs up emote. After I lost, I want to dive through a mutter and punch my opponent's face. But yeah, apparently that is just it is perceived to be rude, and that I'm a little surprised by that. Because that, to me, this just rolls off my back. But again, like I said, I might just be not paying enough attention to people's warped, fun view of that kind of stuff. So C1 9. We are almost done with this shield, and then we will build the cool sword, and this kit will be completed. Then we can get into the Gundam Aerial. Let's see, other things. Hey, a class action lawsuit is coming up for one Logan Paul. Logan Paul getting served with a class action lawsuit about the NFT thing, the scam that he got involved in, where he was like, hey, so some of these people turns out aren't great, but that I didn't know that. So what do you want from me? But apparently some people, the thing they want is blood. WWE's Logan Paul, indeed. They don't want blood. They want money and consequences. People in general would love consequences for actions, which I know, and you know, and I know, it's just unlikely, but still, I would say worth fighting for. A cool thing about this shield is you can do that. This is fucking cool. Is this necessary to have it be a shield, like a portable stand shield instead of just a blocking an attack shield? No, that's unnecessary and nonsense, but it is cool. And then I need P17, which is over here, to put it on the arm here. And then the sword, you can have the sword be a shield as well, but we won't worry about that. We want to do this, and I'll read about this class action lawsuit here in a moment. Let me let's see, this. All right, if I do that, yeah. So now the shield's on. This kit's got its shield together. The hand fell off. These hands are a little loose in here. Well, let's talk about unwritten social rules. I think I am too autistic for Marvel Snap. So, I mean, Harold, in a larger context, that's a holdover from being an 8th MS Team Shield. That makes sense, Lashbrook. In a larger context, I would say emotes meaning something more than they're intended, and that being a thing that we as a social group understand collectively, obviously is rough for people that don't have that or are susceptible to not necessarily being able to read it as easily as other people, or as often, or as consistently as other people, and how that is certainly frustrating. I don't think that should prevent you from playing a video game, because you are not obliged or obligated, or you don't need to communicate with your opponent, because there is no chat room. That, you know, it is an optional thing. Obviously, it can be a quality of life thing where it's like, it's kind of, sometimes it's fun. For myself personally, I don't pay attention to emotes. I squelch people in Hearthstone constantly. In Marvel Snap, I don't have any audio going. I'm not really paying attention to emotes that pop up. Like, it's not a thing that I pay attention to. I know for other people, it might be something that they definitely want to make other people aware of, and it really important to them. But I would say my hope is that it would not be a deal breaker for you to play if you were not feeling super comfortable in picking up the cues presented by said emotes as decided by the larger community. Because as like I said, I'm sure there are some people who just it's not a thing they think about, and other people are like, that person gave me a thumbs up, that sucks. And other people are like, yeah, you know, that person did good, they tried their best, thumbs up. And they're not even thinking like, ha ha ha, got him. But maybe they are. Maybe they are. Anyway, fraudulent action and market manipulation for the NFT game Crypto Zoo. This is a class action lawsuit. This is like in response to the CoffeeZilla's look at Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo being basically concluding through his investigative journalism that is certainly a scam. This is a scam product to which people have various belief in agreeing, or like, well, is it, or did it fuck up, or who's at fault with that? And then some people were like, well, definitely one of the people at fault with this is fucking Logan Paul. Certainly he has had, there should be some, because he is the man that is making the push for people to check out that game. And he definitely needs to take some responsibility for it being not a real thing. I know of at least one FT thing that will have an ad at the Super Bowl. Oh, I'm sure people aren't ready to give up on NFTs or crypto in general. People certainly aren't ready for that. Let's see. At first, Logan Paul definitely lashed out at CoffeeZilla. At first, because he was just like, doesn't know what he's talking about, and called him the Keemstar of crypto in finance, and threatened to sue him, which is fun, in a video that he then deleted, because it must have been enough for some people to be like, no, he's not a dramaturg. This is bad for you. And then he was like, you know what? Hey, sorry, I got mad about that. I got heated. It's just a heated like whatever. I got heated about that, but like, nah, I'm not mad. I'm not gonna sue anybody. I'm not threatening to sue anyone. And it's like, I got a plan. So we're gonna finish and actually deliver this thing that we promised. Don't worry. We're going to finish Crypto Zoo, which has been broken for almost 2 years. And then Logan Paul was just sued in a class action lawsuit for his role in Crypto Zoo, along with Jeff Levin, Crypto King, Eddie Ibanzi, and more. So, people are suing. Now, who knows how far this is going to go, because it is a class action lawsuit. How many people who are affected by it are going to sign up? That often has some say in it. This is different from a criminal investigation. This is just, this is just a lawsuit on behalf of people who feel that they were done wrong. And who knows how far it goes. If it's in front of a judge that has any understanding of what's going on here or any of the facts or anything like that. It can, what lawyers are involved, how many people get involved with it. Like class action stuff is not like you fucked. It can be. In this one instance, it does help a little bit that the plaintiff that is filing this litigation in Austin is a police officer. ACAB, but also, in this instance, possibly for the best. That's certainly not an open shut case in that regard, but also we can laugh at this police officer, this cop, who poured according to this, about $3,000. I love it when people I don't like fight each other, says the Arctic Sloth, and that is putting it very well. That is a good, yes, that is a fun way to look at it. Yes, it is fun and funny when people we don't like start taking swings at one another. Plaintiff is seeking damages for conspiracy to commit fraud, fraudulent misrepresentation, negligence, unjust enrichment, and more. And then additional fees, and then penalties and anguish. Paul has said, once again, Logan Paul has said he got injured at the Royal Rumble. He said he got injured his last wrestling appearance. So we believe that is just to explain his absence from being more active instead of just coming in. He could actually be injured, but if he did recover from his last injury, he did it very quickly. So we believe that to be kayfabe and not legit. And also, he's going to be in WWE 2K23 when it comes out in March. Again, he did say that some of the game developers in it were con men, but he's like, it's not a scam. It's just some of them were lying, but it's not a scam. He was lied to, which is like, oh, okay, gotta make sure get your facts straight, get your all ducks in a row on that one. Okay, so you could just put this on where the shield is, like this, but we are going to make it a cool sword. Oh, drop mine. Gotta make it a cool sword, and we do have one more sticker to apply before we do all this here. So take this. You have to pop this piece off like that. Attach this here. And we do have to apply one more sticker to this handle. And then we will be ready. Oh, and then also add a blade. Gotta add this blade here. Our cool beam blade. Because this is a beam sword. I love a beam sword. You know me. I love a big beam weapon. I like big weapons in general. Giant guns, all kinds of stuff on mobile suits and gunpla. All right, so this is going to pop open like this. So we hold it like that. And then we have to fit this big blade in on this side, which is this is a fun just mechanic of like, oh yeah, it unfolded and then a beam showed up, and you can kind of imagine that working. Obviously, it's all fucking fiction, but you can imagine that, and you could put the beam weapon on there, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to have it hold it, because if you got a big sword, you want to hold that big sword. All right, so that's how it's going to look. But we do have to add the last sticker on here, which, how does this go on? That goes on. It's basically going to make some of this white red, which I wish this was 2 pieces of plastic, but I understand. I get why it's not. So we'll pull that up. And then got to basically apply this. How does this go? Oh, it goes on this, and then This is, fine. Again, not how I would prefer to apply this. I would rather this was plastic and not, colored plastic and not a sticker. But, it is what it is. And then pop that on there. We are done with the stickers on this kit, so we can put these aside. Actually, there's one more sticker we have to apply, which is this sticker that goes on the shield. So we'll do that now. But we do have a big sword we can put on here. Big sword. Hell yeah. I wonder if this is going to even hold. Big sword on. Shield. We got to apply this last sticker, and then we are done with this kit. There. And there's no indent for this sticker, so we are just going to kind of go off here. I'm just trying to separate it from the over there. All right, and then I'm going to try my best center this because I feel like I only get one shot of this. Okay. Just sit down with my thumb or finger. Hell yeah. Shield on, big sword done. This kit has been completed. We're good on that. And that is, we can take all of the extra parts because there are plenty of extra parts from the other versions of this kit. The old parts that get put on there. Got a lot of C left. I could make the other gun, or at least parts of the other gun if I wanted to. But yeah, there is the Red Rider done, the big sword. Do I love this part of the big sword? No. The part of the sword that can also be the shield, we could just remove that if we wanted to. I think we'll probably just take that off just for photography. Don't love that. But yeah, big sword done. This kit is complete here. So yeah, we just keep that like that. And then we got our big shield. We'll show off the shield there. And I'm going to take a photo of this, and then this kit is completed. Pop these extra parts up there. And then we'll move on and we'll start doing the... then we'll start working on the Gundam Aerial. Big old sword. Actually, it's down here. Big old sword. Great. We can call that kit done. It may end up behind me on display. I might rotate something in and out just as I finished building it. But the main thing is that this sword I feel like is too big for this kit and would just become a nightmare. So I don't think I'm going to display the Red Rider because then I have to keep up with that sword being awkward. I would have to maybe glue things in positions, and I don't like doing that for model kits. So I probably won't do that. Let's see. We're going to get this together here. Gundam Aerial is the next thing we're working on, which does have some color in here. It's a fun design for this. I appreciate like this kind of design here. Like, all right, here's all the colors that you're going to need for this. This is what this is going to look like. This does not have any polycaps in the kit. Gundam Aerial from Witch from Mercury. Does have some clear parts here. Does have some stickers. A lot of the stickers are options. And there are a few here that like, do you want it to be like green or red? Here are the options that you have for that. So I think that's fine. I'm not opposed to that. And again, some clear parts, and I do like that. And it is this is the main Gundam, Ask Gundam, which I am not opposed to at all. So we'll do that, got that. And then we also have these parts, and I'm not sure how these work, but they're cool looking. This is very fucking cool. So I was like, all right, into that. And some effects parts, so that's always nice. Not a ton of stuff for this kit to deal with here. Oops. Yeah. Just, oh. Hold on. And there we go. I love how the sprues you need are color coded, but only in the first page. Yes. Yes, so they do have, they are color coding the sprues for what you need there. Kind of going through here with that. But there is some color throughout the whole thing. There is the light blue of like the connector points. There is a thing in here, and I do think it's a mistake. So there are options for different stickers. So there's like 1 or 4. But it says choose a sticker and place it on the model kit. But it says choose a sticker for every single thing. And some of them there isn't an option. So it shouldn't say choose a sticker. It should just, you should just do it. I thought those would just be a piece you attach, but I read the instructions right. They're a reverse sticker. Oh, is that what that is? So I don't think so. I don't know. But like, do we want green or red? You'll choose. Those are the two options we have. So it like, oh, put 1 or 4 in there, and then 2 or 5 because you want to have them line up. But then there are other ones where it's like, choose the sticker you want. So it says apply to the inside of the parts. So the clear parts, we're going to have a sticker behind it is what's going to happen here. When we do the chest piece, the clear parts will have a sticker behind it. And they either 10 or 8. Which is 10 or 8 is 10 is that or 8. But they look identical. These silver stickers look identical. So I'm not quite sure why 11 or 9. I don't understand the difference between 11 or 9. They look the same. So I'm a little confused about that. We'll find out when the time comes. I don't fully know. But this does look cool. And it'll be fun to start putting that kit together. Which we will after the pause for the cause. I'm going to talk I'm going to talk for a few minutes about ways you can support what I do here on the old Baer Workshop. Everything I'm going to talk about here is optional. You have no need to do any of these things. You can just hang out and enjoy. You don't have to subscribe or buy a model kit through my Amazon wish list or any of the things that I'm going to be talking about here. If you just want to hang out, you just have to hang out, and it's cool. Aristocrat already threw the emotes in there, but yeah, subscribing is an easy way to support what I do here. You can throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat if you are currently a subscriber. And yeah, $5 a month, or your Prime Gaming token, like Harold resubscribed, which is rad. Or you can use your Prime Gaming token if you have Amazon Prime link with your Twitch. You can do that. Jam is here. Welcome, Jam. Happy to have you here. You get cool emotes. You don't see ads. And you support the channel, which is nice. You could gift a subscription to somebody. You could join the gift sub leaderboard, be the top of the leaderboard. We're currently at 39 subscribers. The goal is always 40. We want to get up to the big 4-0. So if you want to jump in, you could do that. Or you could do some bits and coins. Bits and coins always appreciated. You could join the top of that. I'm sorry that I keep adjusting my headphones, but they're just a little off, and it's annoying me. Harold just jumped to the top of that with some bits there. We appreciate that very much. Ching, thank you very much. Harold, appreciate you. Yeah, now Harold is at the top of the cheer leaderboard, which is lovely. There are other ways to support what I do here that's not through Twitch is the easiest because you're already here. And you probably support somebody on there, so why not me? But there are other ways to jump in. There is also my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. Thank you very much, Harold. There are different rewards on my Patreon, for the different tiers. So take a look, see if there's something there that would appeal to you. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Obviously, subscribing on YouTube is free. That does not cost any money to anybody, so please subscribe if you haven't already. But a bonus thing over at the old YouTube is a membership. You could join, and $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. Because every Wednesday, I put up a new video in a series. This year, that series is called Baerly Rehearsed, and we'll talk more about that later. But take a look, see if that's something that interests you. And also, those are all monthly ways to support me, but you can always just do a one-time donation if you just wanted to send something to my my coffee or my Stream Elements tip jar, or directly through PayPal. And everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watch my videos, please, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I take money out of that to buy model kits. The Aerial, the kit that I am going to be starting right now. I could not have done this without your support, so appreciate that. Like when it was available, when I found out it was available to buy on USA Gundam Store, I was like, well, I do have the funds for that because of people's generosity. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Now, this was voted on by $10 patrons of what I should build next. So we're going to build that. If you wanted to decide what I build next and be like, no, don't build stuff from your backlog, Pat. You got to build this other stuff. Well, you could always just go to my Amazon wish list and buy something, because anything you buy on that wish list jumps the queue and becomes the next thing that I will build. And I'll just talk about that really briefly. I've got Lego sets there. There's one Pokemon kit, some inexpensive kits. I bet this sucks, but it's not that expensive, so I put it on there. There is a 55-piece crystal puzzle Gundam. So it is a clear plastic Gundam bust of the RX-782, and I bet it's a fucking nightmare to put together, but it's not that expensive, so I put it on my list. I have bad luck with puzzles. I solved the Millennium Puzzle, and then there was a Jigsaw puzzle, and that did not go well. What just happened there? I just got a notification of something. I got a sound notification, and I don't know what that was because I didn't see a pop-up. So that's weird. Hold on. Thank you to whatever that was. That's awful that I don't know. Somebody did something, and I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll get an email that will tell me what that was. That was weird. But anyway, I got my Amazon wish list. Take a look at that wish list. You didn't see anything come up, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that was. But thank you. A notification went up, but I didn't get a message. So I don't know what that was, but thank you very much. Lord Crashton says, I know nothing. Well, okay. I appreciate that, Lord Crashton. Thank you. Anyway, you can buy something from my Amazon wish list. I got a bunch of options. I got model kits. I got a bunch of different things. Would love it if you picked something up from there. At the very bottom of the list, I put something on the bottom of the list that is for a project, and I made note of it. If purchased, this would be saved for a special stream. So there's a couple pieces of gear that would not be used on stream immediately, but would be used for a special project. So I denoted that. Buyer beware. Just putting it out there. There are alternatives to my Amazon wish list. I have a Throne wish list. You go over to Throne and pick something up there. That is similar but different to Amazon. And also, you go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. They send you a gift card code in your email. You get that gift card code, and then you send me a whisper here on Twitch or a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open, with that gift card code. Well, I just don't know. I just don't know what that sound was, and it's not going to bother me, but it is weird. That's what I'm saying. It was a weird thing that happened, and I'm like, I don't know what that was. Anyway, moving on. You can buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store, and I'll buy something there. It'll act just like you bought it on my wish list. I have a Discord. If you want to join my Discord, you could do that. Lovely folks in the Discord. Feel free to jump into there. We're all pretty fucking cool over on the Discord. Let's see, a couple video links for you to check out before we get into more model kit stuff and talking about some anime. You could check out Pat Bear's Anime Club. The latest episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is me talking about all 11 isekai that are out this season. That's right, there are 11 fucking isekai out this season, and I talked about all of them, and if I'm watching them or not, I'm watching many of them, but not all of them. I'm only talking about some of them. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every single week I record a new video, which is a bit of comedy, is a character piece. This most recent one that I've just linked there in chat is I think, a pretty fun character piece of me. What am I doing on that one? Oh, it's me doing an impression of someone I know from my life, an acquaintance that runs an event that I go to on a monthly basis, and I am in love with the way this person says the phrase karaoke brunch and afternoon mahjong. The way they say mahjong is so funny to me, and I enjoy it so much that I felt the need to talk about it in a video. All right. So check that out. See if that's something that appeals to you and you want to check that out. Check out my videos. All right, I'm going to drink a little water. We're going to talk about some anime here, so I'm going to get that loaded up. We are going to start the Gundam Aerial because it is important to start a new kit when you finish a previous kit. So we'll get into that. We got a lot of people watching tonight, which is lovely. We love to see that. Now, before I get into it, before I get real into it, what I got to do is drink some water. It is important to drink water. So we're going to do that. And dramatically transition to the overhead. That's also important. So we'll do that right now by pressing this button. Okay. All right. We did it. I don't know what that notification was, and it's annoying me that I don't know what that notification. What was it? What did someone do? What happened? What did they do? I don't know what it is. Oh wait. Yeah, no, I don't know. Very strange. Anyway, if you did something that set off a notification that I didn't see what it was, feel free to spoil it by telling me. That's really spoil me. That's a weird. That came out weird. I mean, feel free to spoil me. Let's be honest. Feel free to become a subscriber or gift a sub or do any of those other things. Feel free to spoil me. But I don't know what that notification was. I dropped a couple frames at some point in the stream. That's about all I know. Because I have Stream Elements and Throne and Coffee, and I think, but my activity feed doesn't show anything. Unless it was Harold's Cheer. Maybe it was Harold's Cheer, just took a little while to show up in that. No, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Anyway, let's talk about some anime. We're going to talk about some anime that I've been watching, and then we're going to start working on the aerial, and we're starting with the head. So we'll get some of those pieces together here. Okay, so Endo and Kobayashi live, the latest on the Tsundere Villainess, Lieselotte. We just call her Lise for short. This show is tough to go like beat by beat, so I just kind of do a general overview of it, because that is a lot easier. My biggest issue with the previous episode was that there wasn't a lot of the of Endo and Kobayashi, and that's not the most interesting, but the interaction between these two people playing a video game, and the fact that their commentary as they're playing it can be heard by the characters in the game. That to me is it's instead of just like watching characters inside a video game interact with one another, which is like fine to watch, which we had a lot of in the last episode. Like I was like, it's fine. I think the thing I liked more is the characters interacting, the otherworldly elements. We did have some answers in this one, which were important answers, like important things to discover, like the fact that characters are cousins, which was weird because the main character's mom showed up and was like, "Oh yeah, no, you and like it, for importance of the story, the fact that the would-be villainess is cousins with the commoner, who actually isn't that common, is like fun from the perspective of like the storytelling medium, but also like interesting to see these characters interact in such a way. Like that's kind of fun, but it's more fun because then we get the fact that like Kobayashi knew about that, and I think that's way more fun. Um, and then there's the idol guy, because like there's another dude that's playing the video game, and somehow that person is also affecting their game, and that doesn't make sense. Like that shouldn't it happen. So it's like, why is that happening though? All right, we got to add some stickers here. We have an important decision to make, friends. We've got an important decision to make here. Green or red? Because we'll have to have the green and red matching one another. So we do need to decide if we're doing green or red. And I don't know yet. Don't like the eyes, and then also it will affect the it will affect the kit here. So I have not made the decision yet. Yeah, it took me a bit, says Lashbrook. Let's get D1 on here and C24. Let's get the because the piece that's going in is green. So maybe we want to put a green sticker on here because it'll look right with the kit. But maybe we want to put red stickers on there because, it'll look like stronger on there. I don't know. We got to do C24 as well. Anyway, as I'm contemplating what color we want to put on this kit, we'll get some of the head here together. So this episode was a better balance of mixing the two characters together, or the two different worlds together. I will say one thing was, it was supposed to be that the priest could understand what the characters were saying, and or the prince, and the prince wasn't really in this episode, and that felt weird. It felt weird that he was not more a part of what was going on. Okay, and then wait, how does this work? It goes like that. Okay. And then this goes. All right. So let's get the pieces we need in gear here. Okay. All right. So that's on. I am going to put, at least line up the face on here, because I do want to say which is better. This option has like rocked me to the core, my friends. The very idea that this option came right away, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. You can kind of see how the white interacts with the different colors here, like this red and this green. Whatever we put on the front, we should put the back as the same color. So it's either going to be red or green. Do I like the green on it? You can see in the photo that they went with green for this. And I don't dislike that green. I think it looks nice. And there's going to be a lot of red in not a lot of red in the kit. There's going to be some red in this kit. So maybe we want to do the green. I think we might want to do the green. Of course, we could always disassemble the head and switch it back. We could always do that. I'm not necessarily like in favor of that option, but we do have that option. Xmas Gundam, says Lord Crash. Yeah, it is green most of the time in the anime. Yeah, so primarily it would be green. So we can put the green in there, and then if I don't like it, I can always save the stickers and reapply. Also, we have the benefit of if I fuck up one of these stickers, we could just use the other ones instead of not putting it on there. So, oops. Well, I did just pop that in the wrong place, so that's fun. All right, so also do have to just note that These are individual eye stickers instead of the eye sticker and the like black backing that goes all over like a large one, like a bending sticker. These are just 2 small ones, which is fine. We will accept that for what it is. But yeah, we'll do that. So this episode, like I said, I think it was fine. The introduction of the guy who's playing, who loves the hero. What's his fucking name? Kirsey. Kuon is weird. He's just a weird dude, and that is a weird element that I want to know more about. Like, I want to know more about this weird guy and why their games are interacting. I don't need to know why the characters can understand our co-op, like our live streamers, our let's players, I should say. I don't need to know why he can do that, but I do kind of need to know, like, yeah, how like both their games affect one another and why. I kind of need to know that. All right, so we got to put this sticker here on the back of the kit. This is the back camera sticker. It's already green anyway, but we'll have a nice shiny sticker on there. We could have done no sticker, but we should put the eye stickers on. All right, eye stickers are on. Now we can put the faceplate on there. We'll panel line all this once it's all together. That all looks pretty good. It's all connected. Stickers look pretty neat. It's a little Xmas gun to me, yeah. All right, we do have to get a sticker, sticker 7 on A28. And again, it does say, like, which is just a weird thing that it says is like, choose which sticker and place it on the model. And it's like, but I only have one option. Why are you saying that when I only have one option? Like, that is a weird thing. But whatever. You have one of the Gunpla from the new series. This is the original Aerial. Yes, this is not the rebuilt Aerial. This is the original Aerial Gundam. Yeah, I picked this up at USA Gundam Store not too long ago. This is my second kit from the series. We have Bob's Delanza back there. And this is the second one in there that we're going to be putting on. Now, should I panel line this before I put this on? Should probably panel line the head before I put on that piece, but we'll get out everything we need here, and we'll apply the sticker that we need to apply as well. Yes, Bob. But yeah, we have done that Delanza, and that's back there. Which is fun. Let's see. All right. Put on there. And what else do I need to do? Oh, okay. I do have one sticker to apply here. Sticker 7. Let's see what sticker 7 is. But yeah, I should probably panel line before I start putting all of these components together, because it'll be easier to panel line like that. Yeah. Rough dude. I can't wait for this guy to get his comeuppance to, oh no. He's like only a couple episodes, really. A lot. Except that show felt like, oh yeah, we're still vibing, we're still figuring things out. Oh, adversity and friendship and all that. And then it was just like, hey, this is a fucking Gundam series. Did you forget that this is a Gundam series? Feels like that last couple episodes really just like were like a reminder. Like, nah. Gundam. Shit's gonna get fucked. Okay, so we're gonna put those components together here. But and then we need A16. But let's panel line most of the head here before we then start adding in our first clear piece. I'll have to make sure I pop this out nice and easy because I don't want to lose it because it is clear. So I'm going to put this actually on. This is a pro tip from your friend Pat. If you've got clear parts and you're popping a bunch of them out, put them on your manual because they are easier to see on the manual than they might be on your work surface. There you go. Oh, yeah. I mean, Witcher Mercury is incredible. Top to bottom, that's a great show. All right, I have other anime to chat with you about, stuff that I watched since our last stream that I want to kind of just go over. Very light. I'm going to just be pretty light with these descriptions tonight of episodes. Farming Life in Another World is still a very breezy, easy watch. It is still very lightweight. Basically, they gotta build a bigger house because now they have so many people living there. All the elves and the angel and the various people that are hanging out. And they make a communal dining room. And then there is a double bed that has been placed that he had nothing to do with. And he's like, because all of the elves want to start repopulating the high elf population. And he is aware that he is the only male in the village. And he is just like, I am going to choose to play dumb about a lot of these things, which is probably for the best. Let's see. They are making some charms, and everyone's kind of getting along. And then there, a couple of them remember when they showed up and how they got beat up by the wolves, and so they're like, "Oh, the wolves hate cilantro, so we're gonna make protective charms out of the cilantro." It's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about the wolves; they like you now. It's fine. But I did find that funny. But anyway, they're like, all right, no, winter's coming, so we gotta prepare for winter. So they gotta like get some supplies, and they're getting ready to have like a cold snap and all that come in. So this is just like chill. Our dude is worried that everyone's gonna be bored, and he's like, I can't really use magic, so I gotta find other ways to be useful. But they're like, look, this is the Death Forest, and you have made a village, so like you should be proud of yourself. You're doing a lot. So he invents some board games and stuff, and then also that's allowing the demon, the demon and the angel that live there, who had a rivalry beforehand, to continue their rivalry without like damaging anything. So he's just like, hey, board games are a thing. Check this shit out. And then also a thing that is very fucking cool is the wolves are smart enough to be good at chess. This was such a funny scene in the manga, and is also very funny in the anime, that like the devil character, the demon character, loses at chess to a wolf, and that is just very funny. And I was happy that was included because that is a very funny scene in the manga. So I'm happy to see that included here in the anime. And then we kind of just glance over winter. I think there was some winter in the manga, but they kind of just skip over that. Yes, indeed, the wolves are great. And then the big spider is just like, hey, wyvern are coming. There's a wyvern coming. Everybody get freaked the fuck out. That might be bad. So we'll see what happens with that next episode. But again, pretty chill. This whole series is pretty damn chill. It is like, there are I gave up on it eventually because there are like hundreds of chapters of the manga, and it is like, rarely is there ever a fucking issue. Most of the time, just about everything gets fucking solved pretty much right away. And it's very breezy, but I think as an anime, like if you're just looking for something that is pretty laid back and light, that has the overpowered main character isekai vibes, that has a harem, but like it's weird to talk about harem stuff in anime. I will say that like this one is very much like circumstance. It is the alpha male circumstance of like, he's not like an alpha. He's just the guy that his survival skills and abilities that he was granted make him an attractive partner, more than like he is like out there capturing the hearts of people. He's mostly just like doing his own thing, and people are engaged with him in that. So it is like low key. It is low key harem bullshit, and not like in your face, really annoying stuff. But I do know that for some people that is a deal breaker when it comes to the content that they're watching, and which I understand. All right, so nope, that's upside down. That makes sense. We're almost done with the head here. And then chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. I am almost caught up on this show. I'm been like an episode behind because I didn't start watching it right when it first came out. But I am now enjoying it. So we'll talk about that. All right, the head is done. Oh, wait, one more part here and then the head is done. Sorry. Got to put this clear piece in that will protect the sticker. Hell yeah. Now the head is done. We're done here. We've done the head. We're all set on that, which is great. Now we can start working on the chest. There are stickers to go on the chest for some reason. So we'll put that there, and then we will start attaching all the stuff there. Alice knows favorite part. Indeed, Lord Crashington. Doodle says, I've been watching Campfire Another World with my asserted skill and finding it delightfully fun. The pro tag is mid but intelligent, and Fellow Defender is a very good boy. And of course, I love food porn. Yes! We've talked about this show. Campfire Cooking in Another World with my asserted skill is great in that it is a commonality in the slow-paced, the like slice of life isekai. That is popular, that we certainly have seen quite a bit out there. A commonality in that is the idea that food cooked like with ingredients from Japan is universally loved. I don't think I've ever read a manga or watched an anime, an isekai, where people were like, sometimes they're like, ew, you eat that? What? No one would eat that. And then they're like, this is very good. Like occasionally you'll come with that. But for the most part, it's just like, I've never had soup this good before, or whatever. There's like, Isekai Meshi is another one that like should get an adaptation at some point because it's a little more action. Well, yeah, it's not, you didn't bring them not to, yeah. There is there's another Isekai that like I'm surprised has not got an anime adaptation because it is very chill. I gotta make this here. So that's C23. But there's a little more action in it. But it's another one like dude gets into another world by circumstance, meets some very cool people, all of whom are ladies, and then they're just traveling the world, going on adventures and eating good food that he makes. And it is pretty lovely. That one's the reason why is because that one is pretty slow at the beginning. There's like a lot of survival stuff that like takes a little while to get going. So maybe that's why it hasn't gotten an adaptation. Anyway, yes, who knows? Anyway, talking about Chillin in My 30s, which is not an isekai, but it is an overpowered main character series. Basically, like, the new Demon King let go his, like, half-brother or his step-brother, who everyone assumes is a demon, but turns out he's actually a human, Daryl, our main character. You know, he let him go because of jealousy, probably. We don't really get too much into it. But anyway, now shit is starting to hit the fan with him. Marika is like, hey, definitely interested in dating you. A team came by to hunt the death site that they already killed. And so there's a bunch of arguments with that because they're just like, no, that shit got taken care of, dude. You do not have to worry about that. But there's a lot of arguments with that. All right, where do these stickers go? Stickers 12. They must go in this? Okay. So I'm going to put these stickers in now. Yes. I'll put these stickers in this kit. Interesting to be putting a sticker in, like, before we start layering in other plastic. It's always interesting. We'll see it once all these are together. We'll see if these stickers actually shine and are noticeable or not. There's some misunderstandings. America, the girl that Daryl saved, her dad is like, oh, shit, they're engaged. This rules. And she's like, no, she likes him, but he has not made a move. Let's see. The knockers who got saved that have been working with the humans, the little guys. Fire from the party stories. Yes. Yes, Doodle the Great. I've talked about this. The kick from a hero's party / banished. I think I'm just going to start calling them the banished thing. We've had the I quit heroing. We had the last season we had Beast Tamer, the Beast Tamer anime. Kicked from the hero's party. The slow life was 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago. Those are like the start of it. But the I'm great and people don't understand, which may be an isekai, but often isn't an isekai. That banished subgenre has been very popular. Yes, and this is an example of one of those. The like, oh, you won't realize this till later, but actually I'm fucking great at this shit, and you are... Because even though Daryl is very strong, and we didn't know that, hey, that's so nice, Aristophan. Thank you so much. Your 112th gift to Doodles the Great. We're going to hit the old applause there. Enjoy your gift sub, and I can turn off the things that we're now at 40 subscribers, which is just rad. So we're going to turn those off. You did that there. That's lovely. Thank you very much. And we can throw the emotes in there. Enjoy your emotes and not seeing ads and all of that. Very nice. All right, we got to keep working on this kit here. We need A9 and A8, and they're like tightly fit these. So we will. There are no polycaps in here, so that means that we got to just do all the plastic. And we got to make sure the plastic is nice and tight in here, even though some of these just act as polycaps. Anyway, but then they're like, Daryl has been working with these little guys that are called knockers, and they're just weird. They're like not kobolds. They're just weird little guys that work in the mine, and they used to work for the demon army, but the demon army like was shitty, and Daryl used to talk to them. So then Daryl's just like, hey, how about you work with the humans? Like, I'll talk to them, and we'll like figure this whole thing out, and it'll be great. And they're just like, yeah, all right. I mean, Daryl, if you say so, you're cool. And then another demon. Okay, so the Demon King was like, all right, well, they lost control of the mine. That sucks. We got to go talk to these knockers. So he sends out another demon. But that demon finds Daryl. And that demon's just like, Daryl. Oh, man, we're fucked, dude. Oh, shit, everything sucks. Like, he doesn't sound like that, but he's just like, yeah, we're ready to collapse, man. Turns out you were really important to things, and, like, your brother is just real wrong about what's going on here. And he's like, please come back. And then Daryl's just like, hey, it turns out that I am human, and I have been human this whole time, so I'm going to stick around with these humans and see what goes on there. And then they're like, fine, we'll sell some mithril to the demons. And that's Daryl's big plan. Daryl's big plan is, look, obviously I'm a human and I like people in this village, and so I guess I would like humans to be okay in general, but also I was raised as a demon and I'm friends with all of these people. So like, that's the goal, is that Daryl's mission is one step at a time to start negotiating at peace and to maybe bring some people together, which I bet doesn't go super well for him right off the bat. But because this is a fairly breezy story and Daryl is cool and people just generally like the guy, one would assume that things are going to work out eventually for him. One of the things about this page being color coded is it's very easy to find the parts you need because you could just look at the sprues and see what color you need to grab, and that is convenient. And then I'll need A24, and so we'll just look for the blue thing that kind of matches that. Great. So that's the anime I've been watching. As far as video game stuff that I want to quickly talk about, the lovely folks over at Waypoint, Vice's vertical for gaming, I would recommend some stuff that they're doing over there that I think is neat. They've been playing Dead Space. And if you're like, oh, so they're playing... Wait, Pat, are they playing like the original Dead Space, or are they playing the new remake of Dead Space? Yes. Rob is playing one of them, and Patrick is playing the other at the same time. And that's fucking cool. So you can see, like, the differences. Because the differences aren't just like, oh, they gave it, like, they balanced it. They, like, know what they are making. The folks that remade Dead Space made what you think Dead Space was instead of what Dead Space actually was. And that's very difficult to do because a lot of people, when they think of Dead Space, they actually are thinking about Dead Space 2. Like, that's actually, even though like less people bought Dead Space 2, that is fresher in people's minds of what Dead Space is. And so the remake of Dead Space, like, takes that into account, and it's really interesting. It's very fascinating to watch this. The ship is more open, yes. The ship is definitely more open. The technology is certainly easier to do some things that might have been in the design docs for the first game, and they just had issues with trying to get that done, or they didn't even think of it in the first game. But it is definitely a different system. And also, not only do you have the differences, the easy to identify visual differences and all that, you also have the differences of like the different ways that Patrick and Rob play Dead Space. Like, you get to watch that. It is pretty cool to like the breathable moments that are easier to understand in a modern context than at the time, like to impart. So you get to see all of that, and I think it makes for a really interesting series to watch. I think they've done it twice now, maybe 3 times. I'm behind on it. I haven't watched all of it, but I would say that if you're curious, if you're playing through Dead Space for the first time or again, and you don't want any chance of having any moment of it ruined, I would say maybe wait on it. Just, the VODs will be up for a while. So you can check it out later. If you're like, no, I'm going to keep going with my playthrough before I watch that. But I find that very enjoyable. I've been playing more Hitman. Y'all, I am very much not great at Hitman, but I am still having a very good time with the freelancer mode in Hitman. Just trying to finish anything fully. It helps that. I did like the environmental kills, but a lot of times my playstyle in Hitman is do everything the way you thought about it, like plan things out, and then roll with it when it inevitably fails and you fuck up, or things just don't work the exact way you thought they would, or you think they should work through happenstance or chance or your own inadequacy or whatever, and then just roll with it. This is just like, sometimes you're just like, well, there's no good way to do what I want to do here, so I'm just going to do what I think needs to be done and then fight my way out of here. Like, my kill count in Hitman Freelancer is so much higher that I'm sure that, I'm an assassin. I am not a stealth assassin. There's very few times where I'm like nailing it. A lot of times I'm just like actually just getting it done, feeling okay about that, moving on. I managed to kill this person close enough to the exit, and so I managed to not be seen just because of the time. If I had to run anywhere, someone would have discovered this body or heard a noise or something. But I am really enjoying it. It is difficult in many ways. I am sure the people that like to play the game in their particular style and think like their one way is the right way are probably butting their heads up against it. But since I've always been a little loose when it comes to Hitman because of the nature of me being not particularly great at Hitman, like I think I'm doing okay. Colorado still sucks. That Colorado map fucking sucks because like you can't really fuck up in Colorado. There's not a like just even being suspicious in Colorado can just ruin a playthrough. It's very difficult to get things done in that map, and I still don't really enjoy it. I think it's still my least favorite map. I mean, there are maps that like I've been worse at, but I would say that Colorado is still like the map that I despise the most. It's where shit gets real, says Lashbrook, or Lord Crashington, and Lashbrook says, yeah, I definitely do things a lot messier than I would in a normal game. Yes, I am definitely like happy to be messy in that game. All right, so I can't get this piece in properly, and I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if it doesn't work until I get the third piece in to lock it in place. This is a frustrating thing when you're like, wants to line up like that, but then these aren't right. Like, if these were open, does it then slide in? Okay, so that slides in, and then you, okay, so I guess it's like that. All right, now I think I did it right. We'll see. This all seems okay right now. We'll find out later if I'm doing this right or not. And then this is going to go in third, and this has to go in like this. Yes. Boom. And you can see the stickers there. If I zoom in a lot, you can see that there are stickers that are hiding in there. The chest eyes are in there. And this is coming together looking pretty good. We still have to do the side pieces in here. I'm just going to put the head on because that's still nice to see the progress of that. But that is going to be our progress for today on the Gundam Aerial. We will continue this on Monday. We still have to do some clear parts that need to go on, and then the side pieces, which include the stickers that need to get applied on the front or back. Need to get popped in there, so we still have to do that. And then we still have the these as well. We need to get those on, which will look really cool. And I'm going to have to learn print it on the adhesive side. Yeah, so we still have to get some stuff on there. And I'll have to learn how those go on. And I might end up checking out a build review on this kit on YouTube or something, because this is a new design of some applications of the stickers and stuff. So it might be helpful for me to watch someone that has put this kit together, do my own research at my own time. Demo Fest is coming up. Yes, Lord Crashington, there will be Demo Fest stuff, and I will be checking that stuff out there. But what happens tonight? What happens now? You might be asking yourself. Well, now is the part of the stream where I'm going to go and raid somebody. We're going to find somebody doing cool shit out there and keep the love going. Maybe they're a model kit builder. As John says, yes, we always end with a raid. They're probably just somebody that I think has a lovely community, and you will enjoy their stream. Thursday we raided Chugs because it's just funny that we raided Adam. Adam Cole said Pat. He said my name, and that's just fun. We've met once. He doesn't know that. He definitely does not know that. Adam Cole definitely doesn't know that at an ROH show, he met me and Dan Reichert. He might remember Dan from multiple things. He probably knows Dan from like WWE, his job there. I bet he doesn't know Dan is like a guy that like came up to him that definitely shouldn't have been where he was with another guy who definitely knew they shouldn't have been there. But I don't necessarily think that that he would remember that. Let's see. Hey, we haven't raided Arthur in a while. We're going to go raid Arthur Geese. Arthur rules. we'll go hang out with Arthur. Arthur's playing Bloodborne, which, you know, I like it when people are just playing the game they want to play. Arthur is not playing something right now for like that's like going to attract like hundreds of people because they can't wait to see what's going on in Bloodborne. And that's fun. I appreciate that. So let's go raid Arthur. Arthur's great, and it'll be fun to go check out their stream. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you come along on this raid. I hope to see you on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern for more model kit building as we continue on the aerial. And I will see you soon. Good night, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.